It is silly season 2 weeks. I would say silly season week, but it's 2 weeks now running into Christmas, and every plumber or tradesman, in fact, will know that the next 2 weeks you're going to have phone calls from people wanting stuff doing, wanting jobs done before Christmas. They've had all year to wait for it, all year to get it booked in, but it will be these 2 weeks where the phone's going. I've already had it. I've had 3 jobs so far. Mark, is there any chance you can get booked in? Now, what I tend to do is, I'll get to it in a minute, but I've had 2 or 3 big jobs come in, and I book them in for after Christmas, so that I know I can sort of relax over Christmas, and I know I've got plenty of work to get at in the new year. Not that we don't ever have plenty of work, we've always got loads of work, but these 2 weeks running into it, I like to leave fairly open so I can drop in and out of emergency jobs or jobs that regular customers of mine may have, not thought about, try to look after them. But yeah, the next 2 weeks is what us in the trade call silly season. So what have I got? I've got a load of bitty jobs to do this week. Some of them are filmed, some of them I haven't. I'm going tomorrow to a guy's went into the local merchants, into Plumbase, and wanted a tap doing, I think, and a problem with his toilet, and they gave my name over. Now the guy, it's an interesting one, right? The guy has said, I've spoken to him on the phone, it's a kitchen tap he wants swapping, and sorting his toilet out. He said he's taken a couple of flushes to flush, so obviously the siphon's knackered or it's split or whatever, and he said, age-old line, it won't take you long at all. It's just a case of swapping the siphon. So I said to him, send me a couple of pictures, and it turns out that the siphon inside can't be split. It's a close couple system to the toilet. So we all know it could end in a complete disaster with the nuts being rusted on. So I said to him, the toilet could take a couple of hours. Oh, well, I don't think it will. I said, well, in all fairness, I've looked at it and I know that it might do. I said, and then your kitchen tap's going to probably take half hour or so, as long as everything's all right. Yeah, so you'll probably be done in an hour and a half. No. I said, it might be a couple of hours for that. You always edge on the side of caution, but he's sort of like, as long as it's not going to take you 4 hours. And I sort of said to him, well, it takes as long as it takes. It's always a tough one. Is he going to want it done on £15 an hour? So he thinks he's doing it for 60 quid for the whole lot? No. So, yeah, it is what it is with that one. I'm just going to go do it, however long it takes, bill him for that. I mean, what do people do? Have people got a set price? Usually, for a kitchen tap swap, I usually work on sort of 80 quid plus the bits. Toilet siphon, close couple siphon, what we saying? I'm going to say 120 plus the bits, because it could go right. In that case, your quid's in. Or it could be an absolute nightmare. You've got to cut the bolts off. So in theory, you're looking at 180 quid, 200 quid job plus the bits on this. So, if I've got to replace the siphon, do the fill valve, then you need the washer, then you need a new metal plate. So you're into a lot of bits. You could be into 250 quid with him supplying the kitchen tap, as long as the kitchen tap goes on to the fittings he's got. Opens a can of worms, and this is where people don't realise it, but I've got that to do. I've got another couple of little jobs to do, but I've been to look at a lad I know. Funny enough, he was an electrician, and I think he would have been in some of my very early videos where he'd done a barn renovation. Lad called Mike. So he's getting out of the electrics game, and he's leasing, should I say, him and his partner are leasing a paddle. Wow, that sun's bright. He's rented a huge warehouse in Warwick, and he's making it into 3 indoor paddle courts. Paddle's the next big thing, isn't it? Everyone's not playing squash anymore. All the squash people with the knackered knees are now moving over to paddle because it's a little bit slower. I think they used to do it in a squash court with the big paddle things. It's basically a slower version of squash, but it's now become a tennis base from end to end. So anyway, he's leasing this warehouse building, and they've just fitted it out. They've spent the last year fitting this warehouse out. And I went last week with him to have a look at it because he basically wants to make 2 shower rooms upstairs, which is fine, but where he wants them currently is 2 just fitted out toilets, a disabled toilet and a smaller toilet, all brand new. I literally went there the other day and the plumber is still fitting the toilets and putting the sinks in. So we had the conversation, we went, look, you know, this is going to all be coming out, and the plumber went, I'm down to fit this. Once this is fitted, done, I'll hand it over to the landlord, then the landlord then hands the building over to my mate, and then he can do what he wants with it on his X amount of year lease, as long as he gets it back how he got given it when he got the lease. So we're literally going to go in, take the toilets out, take the basins out, move the rads and turn them into towel rails, and then basically build a stud wall and aquaboard it all round and make 2 shower areas, just with the sort of the insight in when it comes to his lease being up, he can then just take down, it'll be minimal disruption, take down what's there and reconnect the toilets back in and basically reinstate it to how it was. So, and also swap a 60 litre Gledhill direct cylinder for 150 litre because he's got to supply these showers as opposed to just the basins. So I went and looked at that for him. Of course, he then turns around and says, yeah, we're wanting to get it done by the end of January. I'm like, right, okay. I mean, we can sort of drop in and out of this one. I say Dave Bishop, I'm going to get Dave Bishop on there. He's done some chippy work on the channel recently, well, for the last few years. So I've took Dave. Dave's going to stud it all out. We're going to do it together, aquaboard it, get the plumbing in, move the towel rails and rads, turn them into towel rails. So that's going to be quite a big job. I dare say that's going to be a couple of weeks with the cylinder swap as well. But I'm looking forward to that. It means we can get through Christmas and get straight onto that. Then at the tail end of January, Dave Bishop has quoted for 2 bathrooms. So we'll go straight from that into these 2 bathrooms, I think, as well as all the other little bits that are coming in. I've got a couple of, I've got a bathroom, I've got a bath to take out and a shower to put in for someone, and also swap their basin out. So there's loads to do. So I've got 1,000,001 things going through my head at the minute. I'd rather have an easier run into Christmas than a hectic run in. I've done it years ago where you need 20 days and you've only got 12 running into Christmas. It just makes an absolute nightmare. You end up working late at night, then you've got the stress of Christmas shopping, then you've got, you know, for me, I've been to a couple of my grandkids' school nativity plays this week, so that's, you know, 3 or 4 hours out, and it just becomes too much. And that's where I think people can go into Christmas being massively stressed, massively trying to juggle, spin plates, and it takes the shine off it. So I'd rather ease into Christmas like that and then go again in the new year. So we've done that, we've got that coming up, but also, what else have I got? Tax returns to get sorted, and switching over in the new year from April, this digital tax. Now get into the comments, let me know. I'm self-employed, sole trader, so now I think you've got to, at the moment we have to do 1 tax return every April to April, sole traders work on. However, now it's going quarterly and everything has to be digital. Now, I've not done the digital thing. I haven't switched over. I still do everything manually, and it's just the way I do it. I know where I am with it, but we've got to switch over to quarterly tax returns. So instead of doing 1 a year, we've now got to do 4, and as far as I know it, another one at the end of the year, so 5. So we've gone from 1 a year to 5 a year. Now, I think this is because they want to keep an eye on you during the year, but it's going to be quite strange because some months you might be on a big job and that month your outgoings are loads, so your cash flow, if you like, is really low, and you could literally go from 1 month to the next, have 2 or 3 big jobs come in. So then that, say for instance, your second quarter could be through the roof, and then your third quarter could be really down, but your second quarter's leveled it out, if you follow what I mean. Drop in the comments, let me know. I'm quite interested people's views on how this tax is gonna, how this quarterly tax is gonna impact us as sole traders. I know there's not ways around it, but different ways. Some people have got limited companies, some people VAT registered, all that sort of stuff. Whereas me, I've never been VAT registered, and just a sole trader. So it's sort of tickled along for me, and it's been fine. But that's bubbling at the back of my head, and I'm starting to not worry about it, but I'm starting to think I need to get my head into that and see what's what, because I think that could be quite stressful come February, March time, when you're, as well as that, come April, when that starts. April will be the end of the last tax year, so then you've got to do your return for 25, 26, and then also at the same time begin your 26 to 27 quarterlies. That's what I mean. As well as all the work that's coming in, going out, getting work, pricing, invoicing, getting your money. It's crazy. It really is a crazy sort of time of the year, where you've got 1,000,001 things to do. Let me just spin round in this petrol station. That, funny enough, used to be a Ford garage. I bought one of my cars here a couple of years ago, and then it literally disappeared overnight. So, yeah, but I'm also looking forward to a couple of weeks off at Christmas. So as I said, I'm slowly easing into Christmas. But what I like to do, and what I've always tried to do, is give myself the 2 weeks off over Christmas. However, if the phone rings and it's something I can get to that isn't a big job, it's, you know, reactive, say there's a leak or someone's heating goes down, or, you know, I know one of them I had the other year was someone, oh, brilliant one this one is, someone had got a bottle of aftershave, I think, they must have got it for Christmas, and so many plumbers will relate to this, that people always have that mirror above the basin in the bathroom. So they have the mirror there and they put their, you know, products into there, and I must have been to probably 5 or 6 of these over the years where people have gone to take out the aftershave or perfume or whatever from the mirror, dropped straight into the basin and smashed the basin. One of them had a big hole in the basin, so it was just completely kaput. In fact, I think I did a video on it. But there is one that I've got to go to this year. I said to him I'll probably get to it over Christmas. You know, that weird period over Christmas where you're bored and you want to go and do something. They dropped something into the basin tail end of the year, and it's just sort of chipped it and it's spread it. You know, when you have a crack on your windscreen and it slowly spreads, and each day you see it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what they've got on this. So I've got that to do as well over Christmas, but loads of little bits. But as I say, I will sort of play it by ear. So again, drop in the comments, let me know what you're having off over Christmas, and yeah, and whether you're looking forward to this quarterly tax thing coming in. That's what's kind of, I should do a little bit more on this, maybe a little bit more in depth on it, but we shall see. Right, that's enough van chats. I tried to keep to a 15-minute window, but yeah, loads of people like the van chats. Some people, I get it, it's not for you, but for me, I quite enjoy doing them. So drop in the comments, give this video a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. The numbers are growing. I was hoping to hit 50,000 subscribers. So every year I've done YouTube, I've tried to aim for the 10,000 a year. Last year we didn't quite get it. This year I think we're 46 or 47,000. So it's definitely not going to happen unless everyone who watches this miraculously gets subscribed. But a lot of people who do watch the content are subscribed already. Whereas the last video, I said 15 minutes, we're going off again. Whereas the last video I did, the £4,000 water leak video, has done really, really well, and I've had a load of new subscribers off the back of that. So yeah, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed to the channel, give this video a thumbs up. You never know, we might hit 50k by 31st of December. It would be nice. If not, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And yeah, I want to try and do more van chats because I do enjoy them. And a live, I've only done one live by accident. Need to get the lives. New Year's resolution, more live chats, more lives, and 50k. Right, catch you soon.